In today's education news, the government promises new school complaints guidance. So that's right, the government are drawing up new guidance for schools and parents over complaints to try and reduce the burden on leaders. Advice will be published shortly amid concerns over the increasing number of complaints and the toll it's having on head teachers. Now, I did make a video about this previously when the National Association of Head Teachers put out this stark research showing that more than 4 in 5 heads suffer abuse from parents, where nearly 9 in 10 respondents said abuse from parents has increased in the past 3 years. Verbal abuse was the most common form. 85% of school leaders said they've experienced this, while 1 in 10 had suffered physical violence, which is just completely unacceptable. Off the back of this, the NAHT wanted ministers to conduct an urgent review of complaints procedures to make sure this doesn't carry on. And obviously this is one of the contributing factors to why so many teachers and school leaders are leaving the profession. Now, if you are wondering why there's been such a massive increase in the number of incidents of abuse towards teachers and school leaders from parents, I'll just add in a few thoughts I had on the previous video I made about this. Because there's no one holding parents accountable. I want to make it clear here that the majority of parents are absolutely brilliant. They understand that teachers are trying their best, going above and beyond in a very broken system, and are willing to work alongside the schools and see the value in education. These statistics from a minority of parents are completely unacceptable and it needs to change. Why do I think there's been a massive increase in the past 3 years? Well, I think the previous government contributes to this. During their tenure, they did everything in their power to just erode away any respect, professionalism towards teachers, constantly blaming them for everything. Remember during the pandemic where the Secretary of State was encouraging parents to complain about schools when the government put no support in for schools to help with home learning? All of that undermining and demeaning that's happened over those years has then had a knock-on to some parents. Social media is another massive contributor. People don't realise social media is there to do one job, keep you on social media. And the one emotion that keeps you on the longest, anger and outrage. And so it pushes that sort of content to you. So people can just be really easily influenced and manipulated to just see schools as the enemy. I know there are some parents who are getting incredibly frustrated at the fact that schools are not necessarily providing the best provision or support for their children with a particular need, or just getting the diagnosis and how long it takes. And I completely understand those frustrations, which should never lead to abuse. But you've got to understand, so little of that is because of the school. It's the system that's broken. And teachers, the humans within education, are going above and beyond, trying their best, knowing full well that they are failing the children because the money's not there, the support's not there, the time it takes to get that support in place. I mean, do you think as teachers, we don't want the support for some of our children? Of course we do. But unfortunately, the system is so broken. And ultimately, this is the thing I think, is that teachers and schools leaders are just there to be blamed. We sort of live in this blame culture now, where we're sort of conditioned to always think that we're never at fault. It's always someone else's fault. And I think teachers and school leaders are just an easy target for you to take any frustration you have in life out on, because you know you can get away with it and you know you can be abusive and there aren't any consequences to it. So the fact that the government are acting upon this, I think, is a positive step. The schools minister, Catherine McKinnell, said, "We take the wellbeing of staff very seriously. We will shortly be publishing updated guidance for schools on managing complaints, as well as updated guidance for parents and carers." The EdSec also acknowledged the concerns being raised about parental complaints, including the increasing number received by schools and the impact it's having on leaders. So when this new guidance is released, I'll be sure to make a follow-up video, but hopefully it'll be done in a way that takes that burden off leaders, off schools. It will inform parents better. It will hopefully even hold parents more accountable, so that it's not becoming a bigger reason why more teachers and school leaders are leaving the profession.